Hey guys, my name is Kyle Irway. I'm the director of this quarantine documentary called Quandary, Surviving a Pandemic. And before I present that to you all, I just wanted to share a couple of my thoughts about this entire um, quarantine process. And I hope first and foremost that everyone is staying safe and sane out there. This pandemic affects all of us in one way or another, physically and mentally. So I hope we're taking the necessary precautions to keep ourselves healthy physically and mentally, while also staying safe, practicing that good social distancing. Um, my quarantine process has been interesting. A lot like other people who have been going through this. I can imagine, again, this affects all of us in one way or another. So, but during the quarantine, I have been trying to keep myself busy and trying not to, fall down the pit hole of, watching Netflix every day and just doing the same old things, which is very hard to do because during this time, I think it's very easy for all of us to have our routines just go out the window and we just go into survival mode. So, um, but during this time, more than anything, I think people need structure. I think people need to have some type of routine to keep themselves mentally sharp. But just during the quarantine, I've been working at my part-time job at a Wegmans grocery store, getting some exercise. My sister actually came from Arizona to visit the family for a week, so that was super nice to see her. She actually surprised me. My parents knew that she was coming, and I didn't, so it was a good surprise for me. Um, but yeah, I've just been doing a lot of what other people have been doing, a lot of homework, trying to stay on top of my online classes. Been watching a ton of Netflix, as everyone else has, good old Tiger King. Been watching the Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance. It's been absolutely fantastic so far. Just been doing some good old home workouts, spending time with my parents, and that's one of the things that I wanted to touch on really quick was that I feel like there's a ton of good that is coming out of this quarantine, whether that's having the opportunity to spend more time with your family, whether that is just all of the good that I've seen out in the news. As it pertains to good like human interest stories of people helping out one another, because again, like I've said multiple times before in this video, that this pandemic is affecting everyone in one shape or another. So if we can just do whatever we can to make the lives of all the healthcare workers that much easier, and just everyone around us, I think everyone would find this pandemic to be a lot more manageable. So but I've seen a lot of good human interest stories and people just, watching out for each other. So that's something that like warms my heart during these challenging times. But without further ado, I won't hold you any longer. This is Quarantine Quandary: Surviving a Pandemic.
Each of these recovery stages will need to be instituted in a safe, gradual, and effective manner. If we try to rush this, and if we don't do it in a thoughtful and responsible way, it could cause a rebound of the virus, which could deepen the economic crisis, prolong the fiscal problems, and slow our economic recovery.
Driving through Towson campus, pretty empty. Sad sight, sad sight. So we got this man out of his cave today. I've yet to include him in the documentary process, but this is my father, Michael Irway. You state your name.
Michael Irway.
There we go, as
Kyle's
I just
father.
did. So just wanted to ask you, Dad, like, what has been the hardest part about quarantine for you?
Probably getting the home office situated so that it's comfortable and being able to be productive at home. But it's getting there slowly but surely.
Yeah, that's good. Setting up a good workspace to be productive. And then, like, what are you optimistic about as we progress through the quarantine? Because you got to keep, got to keep yourself sane somehow. You got to keep some type of optimistic outlook. So what are you optimistic about?
Well, I think that it will be over in its own time. I see some progress being made, so and states starting to open up a little bit, so that's gives you a little optimism. And I think once the home office is established, it's nice to think about being able to work from home all the time and not have to trudge into the office every day. So that's something to be optimistic about.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And thank you for your time.
Sure.